Hello, let's talk about your purpose. So it's not a little question, it's not a small thing to reflect on. So make sure that you take the messages that resonate with you, and if something really doesn't resonate, then that's not meant for you. But I put out a poll last week about what you wanted this week's video to be about, and you guys voted almost by a landslide. This video, your sense of purpose, what am I to do now? Before we get to that, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi Folco. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, numerologer, podcast co-host, and if you don't know about that, go check out the podcast that I co-host called The Stars Made Me Do It. We talk about astrology in a fun, casual kind of way, but we also get into the healing aspect of astrology as well. I also own a crystal candle business. I also blend some herbal teas. So if you're interested in any of my candles or teas, you can go check them out on my website, harveymountainalchemy.com, where you can also book some sessions if you're interested in getting a private session with me using tarot or astrology or even numerology, and I do some Reiki as well. You can go do that on my website too. So, your sense of purpose. That's such a big question, and honestly one of the biggest ones that I think I get when I see a client. They really want to know, what am I supposed to be doing in this lifetime? What is my purpose? Why am I here? What do I serve here on this planet? And so that question is really big, and for every single person, it's very, very specific and super unique to you and your path. But I am here to give a general tarot reading of what your purpose is this lifetime, about what it is that you are letting go of, what you thought your purpose was versus what it actually is, and what you think it is now versus what it actually is. Because I think we all have been taught that our purpose is to be really productive, and our job is always our purpose, our career is our purpose. And I think that's actually really rooted in patriarchy, and I don't think it's completely accurate. I don't think work is everybody's purpose. For me, I have a sense of purpose when it comes to helping others, and I tend to do that through my work, but that isn't how it plays out for absolutely everybody. So we're gonna look into what you think your purpose is, what you're sort of feeding into versus what your true purpose is. And I'm gonna pull that from the majors, because I know that every single one of you has a major purpose in this world. So I do have some majors separated out specifically for what your true purpose is here on this planet and in this lifetime. So really big question. As I said, take what resonates with severity and with clarity and love, and what doesn't resonate with a grain of salt, right? If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not meant for you. Like, there are multiple people watching these videos, so I'm trying to get to everybody that I can. Luckily, we have 3 piles on the table, so let's get started. All right, so pile number 1, you have got this green, perception. Pile 2, red, acceptance. And pile 3, orange, guilt. All right, so pile number 1, you chose this perception card. So whatever that means to you, if you feel like sharing, let me know in the comments why you chose perception. But this perception card from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck is related to the heart chakra. So the heart chakra represents our compassion, our kindness, our love, how we love others, and how we give ourselves the love that we need, how we nurture ourselves. And it's also universal love, right? So connecting to the universe through what is unconditional love, right? Just kindness, compassion for the universe. And the word perception has come up so much for me lately, because I think that shifting your perspective is so important when it comes to negative mindset, right? And that can be really difficult. Sometimes you want to just sit in that negative mindset, but sometimes you need that little moment that just changes everything, that changes a perception or changes your perspective of something. So maybe it's that you're being really self-aware right now. Maybe that you're just constantly overanalyzing or overthinking every little thing that happens. So you're over-perceiving. But I think that we're going to get a little bit more clarity when it comes to what exactly that card is making, how it's making sense. So I'm going to pull some cards for where you are right now when it comes to your sense of purpose. If you're feeling driven, if you're not feeling driven, what you feel like your purpose is. All right, so you got the Ace of Wands. It feels like you are really itching to get your purpose, to get connected to your purpose. Like you really want to have somewhere to go, right? Like this Ace of Wands is at the beginning of a maze and it really wants to know where it's supposed to go. Almost like you're waiting for direction or you're waiting for guidance. Hello, I can be your guidance. But it does feel like there's almost like this restlessness and there's definitely inspiration and excitement there, but almost like the unwillingness to just move and to do it, maybe out of fear of making a mistake or maybe out of fear of choosing the wrong thing, making the wrong decision. What you feel your purpose is. There we go. The Ten of Pentacles. Wow. The Ten of Pentacles. What you feel your purpose is right now. I feel like your purpose is to find stillness and to find joy in that stillness. To be present in your abundance and to find gratitude for that abundance. I love that this woman is like bending over backwards over her partner, but she seems relaxed in it. And sometimes she doesn't seem relaxed. Sometimes it seems like it's a lot of work just to get to this joyful, content place. But for this, it seems like it's only natural. So for you, I feel like you're in this place where you're like, if it doesn't feel natural, I'm not gonna go do it. And that's you following your intuition, that's you following your gut, and it's you following your heart. So I think that it's important for you to continue on that path, to make sure that if it doesn't feel natural, not if it doesn't feel uncomfortable, because often what our purpose is to move out of our comfort zone and lean into the discomfort. Because when you look at purpose, when it comes to astrology, I like to look at the nodes, I like to look at a couple other placements as well, but the nodes really indicate where it is you're coming from and where it is you need to go. And so often we lean into where we're coming from, which is our south node. We lean into what we've always known, what we're really good at doing. And it's important for us to get out of that comfort zone, lean into the discomfort, lean into the bending over backwards to really achieve that purpose. And so if it feels natural to you, yes, continue on. If it feels uncomfortable to you, yes, continue on. So we're going to pull the big card, what your purpose looks like. And then I'm going to pull a card of how to approach it. Pile one's purpose. Yeah, it's a big question. The cards are like, we need to make sure we get this right. There it is. Okay. And how, it's almost like it's not how do we approach it, but more what we need to do in order to move into that purpose. These two cards are absolutely stunning. Your purpose this lifetime, you got the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Sagittarius because it is a card of fortune, of blessings, of luck, of growth and expansion. But the Wheel of Fortune, and what I'm getting from it this time around, is about stillness and understanding of the cycles of life. The ebb and flow, and it's funny because you did get flow as well as like how to approach this purpose, how to move towards this purpose. The ebb and flow that comes with life, that comes with seeking your purpose. For you, you really are, I mean, you're spot on with this, that you have this Ace of Wands energy of like, I want to go do it. I want to go achieve my purpose. And your purpose is actually to observe and to reflect what's going on in the universe, to let what's going on in the universe flow through you, and for you to accept the ebbs and the flows. It's almost like when you think of a woman's cycle, like, if you try and fight your PMS, if you try to fight that luteal phase right before you get your period, you're just going to get more grumpy, right? If you accept and you work with your cycle and you say, okay, this week I'm going to be really slow, then you start to feel that natural cycle and that natural abundance that you can live in because you're living in flow with your flow. For any men who are watching, hello, or people who don't ovulate. But so your purpose in this lifetime is this Wheel of Fortune. I also think for you, there's a big growth that's happening regarding not seeing everything in black and white, in understanding the gray, in having compassion for the gray, right? This perception card came out to you for a reason. Maybe you feel like you need to change how you perceive your surroundings, or maybe you need to change how other people perceive you, which you don't have control over, by the way. So maybe that's not a fight to be fighting. But what you have control over is how you perceive your world. And if there are things that you disagree with in the world because you're like, that's it, that's wrong, try and reassess that, right? Where is there some gray? And do you have to have a definitive right and wrong answer? I feel like for you, there's such a need to grow your compassion for others, and I also think really for yourself. Maybe it's that you see a lot of gray for everybody else, or you're so quick to say, yeah, that's right for everybody else, but when it comes to yourself, you're like, no, that's wrong, no, that's a failure. So letting yourself not see your life as black and white, as I did that wrong and I'm doing this right, just saying, I am learning, I am growing. And that Wheel of Fortune being related to the Sagittarius sign is all about growing. It's all about learning. It's about expanding the mind and having a bigger picture of the cycles in front of us. So letting yourself see the cycles that you're feeding into. Let's pull another card for, let's see. Yeah, I just feel like there's something more that needs to come out of it. Oh my gosh. Wow. The Ten of Pentacles fell right on top of that. And that was your card of what you feel your purpose is. So what you feel your purpose is aligned with what your purpose is. You're really in the flow of it already. I think there's a huge thing about trusting yourself. Look at this. This star fell out too. Trusting yourself, trusting your connection to above and to below. I do feel like you're on a very spiritual path right now. And I almost feel like there are a lot of ups and downs right now that are really difficult for you to maneuver and to navigate. Maybe you're feeling really high highs and really low lows. I know that was coming up for me a little while ago with a lot of clients and with myself personally, that, I thrive in that cathartic low and I thrive in that cathartic high because it's so exciting and it's almost like dramatic in a way that feels personal and feels like I'm actually achieving something. And so for you, notice, are you seeking those high highs? Are you seeking those low lows? Because that again is that black and that white. And what can you do to make sure that they can blend and come into the middle again, right? That gray. Letting yourself live a constant flow of abundance and of contentment. Look at that love and that joy. I do think that for you, this comes up in your in your interpersonal relationships, your family, your friendships, your romantic partners. Maybe work is involved too, because Pentacles does rule your physical security. But I think that there's a much larger focus on the people that you are much more personal with, that you feel can see what you are feeling and experiencing, but maybe you're feeling a little closed off. You don't really share that as much because there's fear there. So use this restlessness or use this drive and passion and excitement to really let yourself slow down. And I know that sounds really counterproductive, that you're really energized, so you need to slow down, but it's almost like that energy needs to be channeled and funneled into your central system, hi boo, into your central system, so that you're energizing your body, so you're energizing your chakras, and just energizing your spirit and your soul rather than just throwing that energy outwards. So I do have these tea leaf fortune cards. I don't know why, I just kind of felt like I needed them. So we're gonna pull a couple of cards, just see what comes up. All right, we've got a few. We've got Beryl. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Rabbit. Too much concern with sexual matters. And Firecracker. Excitement. Yes, I definitely feel that excitement. How interesting with the sexual matters, though, when you feel like something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I would think it's love, just because you chose that green perception card, all about the heart chakra. And then we also have this too much concern with sexual matters. I feel like there's someone out there who has been seeking out a partner that maybe isn't meant for them. So if that sounds like you, take that message. All right, pile 1, I'm sending you so much love. This is so beautiful. If you're interested in a private reading, feel free to book with me at harveymountainalchemy.com. But I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, pile 2, I have got your acceptance card here. I love this one, so beautiful. And it's red, it's for the root chakra. This is from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. I love this deck so much. I play with it fairly often. Sometimes I fall off it. But anyway, so acceptance, and it's the root chakra. I think she's making cherry pie as well. Yep, and her name is Cherry. And she has her spirit guide or an ancestor over her shoulder watching her, giving her guidance and giving her a sense of encouragement, right? So I think for you, and you know best why you chose this card, but what I'm getting from this card is that there is a root issue, a foundational issue that needs to be overflowed with acceptance and self-love, self-encouragement, that maybe there's a part of yourself that you don't accept. And that's not a huge statement. I mean, I think everybody has parts of themselves that they don't want to accept, that they dislike. You know, we all have flaws. But I think for yourself, it's something so developmental and so foundational that you really can't go on without working on this part of yourself, on accepting this part of yourself. Why do you shame or judge this part of you? I'm thinking maybe like something sexual, right? Your sexual orientation, your sexual relationship, your ability to be intimate with other people, or it could be just your general confidence, right? Encouragement and empowerment, rather, like being confident in just being. And sometimes that can show up as you being overly confident because you're faking it till you make it, which honestly I'm a proponent of. Like, yes, I agree, but sometimes you can come off as defensive or cocky or aggressive, because there's a real lack of self-acceptance there. So I think for you, that's what I get from acceptance. So let's pull some cards on what you believe your purpose is, where you are right now, and then what you believe your purpose is, where you are right now. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take these as both of the cards. So you got the Fool and you got the High Priestess. You got two major cards. Where you are right now is, I think, at the beginning of a very spiritual journey. And maybe you don't see it as a spiritual journey, but with the High Priestess there, it definitely is. You're starting to connect with yourself. You're starting to connect with who you really are, with this part of yourself that maybe you don't like so much, or that people have pointed out as a flaw. And the Fool is here for it. The Fool is here for the adventure, for the excitement, for the leap, right? That's kind of dramatic and fun, is that leap that you get to take into this higher knowing of self, into this higher connection and higher consciousness is what I was trying to say. So what you believe that your purpose is this High Priestess, to truly get aligned with yourself. I feel like this pile is a very spiritual pile. If that's not you, we'll get into it a little bit more about what this could mean for you in a more physical realm. But what I think is going on is that even if you don't feel very spiritually inclined, or you don't feel like you are spiritual at all, I can feel like there's something going on under the surface. And I feel like spirit guides are really here in this room, and it feels like they're really crowding up the space, which makes a lot of sense with this acceptance card, which makes sense with this High Priestess card. And I'm getting the names Joe and Mary. So if those make sense to you, take that. But they're almost like, we support you, we support what you're doing here. I've never channeled on this channel for specific people, but if that resonates with you, let me know in the comments that they're here for you, they're excited for you, they're not disappointed despite what you might think. And yeah, they're just kind of like loving, giving a lot of love. So I think that you feel like maybe your purpose is to connect with your emotional self, right? If it's not your spiritual self, your ability to really feel and connect with the divine feminine. Because this High Priestess has this face in the moon, this reflection of your true emotional self, but I feel like there's something else, the essence of you. And so I think for you, you're really connecting to the divine feminine. I am just kind of putting off the next card. So let's pick the next card. So this one's a big one. Pile 2, what is your purpose? And this will take a little minute because it's a big question. So I separated out the majors because this is a major question. I wasn't surprised at all when people chose this one because that seems to be everybody's jam. Okay. All right, and we're gonna pull how best to approach it, what your approach should be here. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, your purpose. You got the Chariot. To move forward regardless, and fill in the sentence. To move forward, to move through your experiences regardless of the obstacles, despite what people may tell you, despite what you may tell yourself, to continue moving forward in alignment with your highest path. The Chariot is the card of allowing divinity, allowing the universe, allowing whatever it is your beliefs are to take you on the ride, and for you to simply trust and surrender to it. How best to approach it for you is reflection. And the Chariot is number 7. 7 is the number of personal growth, of your personal path, and also of self-reflection. So the best way for you to approach this sense of surrender and acceptance, wow, those cards just like, they're really speaking, to embody that acceptance of what your path is, rather than fighting it so much, or rather than, saying, I wish I had something else. You are here to get in alignment with your emotional and essential self. You are here for the adventure. You are ready to take that leap. Although there might be some fear of the unknown, this Fool here cannot lie. You are ready to make that jump. You are ready to make the change. I almost feel like someone here is in a 9-year or maybe even in a 1 year, because there's almost like, oh, I need to just let go of all of this and I need to start something new. That's what I'm really feeling. So this Chariot of your purpose, I love that this Chariot here is a woman as well. And these two Sphinxes, normally they're black and white because they are opposing forces. Here we've got pink and blue, and I almost feel like, because this is the Pride Tarot, they definitely play with gender norms and what is traditional versus what is modern. And I feel like for you, it's like, let's break what you have been told you're supposed to do, or what you feel like your purpose is supposed to be. And for what I'm feeling, I feel like you are so focused on work, on, okay, my job is my purpose and I'm gonna live out my purpose through my work. And some of you might, but some of you maybe need to take that weight off and take that pressure off and do work because you enjoy doing it. Because I think that's a big part of everybody's purpose here, is to enjoy our purpose, to enjoy what we're doing here, how we're healing the world, how we're healing the universe, because we are all healers, whether we know it or not. And so for you to pull yourself away or push yourself away from what you have been conditioned to believe your purpose is, and instead to self-reflect on what it is that makes you feel the most aligned with yourself, the most connected with your essential self. That's what really keeps coming up, is your essential self, who you are at your core, at your root. To really accept who you are and to accept the path you're on. And I think that journaling is a really good tool for you to work through what you're going through. So let's pull another card or two just to see what more messages there are for you. Also, I would love it if you could let me know in the comments why you chose this pile. What about acceptance really called out to you? You got 2 cards. Oh gosh, you got the High Priestess again. Really connecting to your magic. You need to be doing tarot. You need to be playing with runes or charms. Maybe get a cat, if that's something you've been thinking about. Here's your sign. And literally, as I said that, Leo walked in. So really connecting with yourself again with your magic, being magical every single day. And you got the Page of Pentacles. You may not know what direction you're supposed to be going in. That's a good thing. You're not really supposed to know the destination. You get to choose how you get there, but the easier choice is always going to be the one that you are being given messages for, that signs are coming to you for. I feel, and I like that this Page of Pentacles is also flipping a coin. He's literally like, I know that whatever way I go, it'll be the right way. So why don't we just let the coin decide? I love that. All right, we're gonna pull some tea leaf fortune cards just for fun, just to see what comes up. Okay, that guy ran away. Oh, 2. We've got Claw, be careful, do not take risks. And Dogs, getting together with friends. That's so interesting. I almost feel like because Claw like ran away, it's like, okay, be careful, but take some risks. The Fool is about taking risks. So I think maybe that's what that message is. Let's see what else. Purse, pay attention to your finances. So maybe it's about not taking risks financially, and also getting together with friends. So just these 3 cards together, I would say try to save some money, and try not to go out with your friends too often. Maybe try and plan some fun things that you do inside, saving up on your money, saving up on your resources. And resources don't have to be finances. They can also be your energetic resources. So how much energy that you are draining, being with other people, and noticing who is draining that energy from you. All right, pile 2, I hope that was helpful. I'm sending you guys so much love. Happy High Priestess, Chariot, Fool energy week. Sending you guys just like the most love. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. All right, pile 3, you have got this Guilt card. And I will say, this Guilt card jumped out of the deck, and I was like, no, I want something a little bit kinder that people will actually choose. And so I put it back in the deck, and I shuffled again, and the Guilt card jumped out again. So for those of you that did pick Guilt, A, let me know why. I'm very, very curious as to what led you to choose this card. And B, it's really meant for those that did pick it. So here we go, this Guilt card. It is orange, and it's from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. So that means that it is dealing with the sacral chakra, which is just below the belly button. The sacral chakra is our place of creativity, of joy. And if it's imbalanced, or if it's sort of being overworked, we can, or not overworked, but not overstimulated, understimulated, and not being looked at or worked on, then it can also rule guilt, because the opposite of joy can be guilt sometimes. So really paying attention to where your source of joy is, where you have an outlet for your creativity, how you express yourself with kind of love for what you do. So we're going to pull a card on where you are right now. And we're also going to pull a card on what you feel like your purpose is. So where you are right now jumped right out. Wow. And what you feel like your purpose is. Oh my gosh, there's so many majors. It's insane. This is really insane. So where you are right now, you got the Universe card. So this is the Relative Tarot, and they do have a World card. They also have a Universe card. So not only are you connected to the world, but you are also just connected to the energies of the universe. So I think that where you are right now, maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe you're being led down a path of spiritual enlightenment, but also of empathic, right? Like showing up for your community in an empathetic, in a compassionate way, in a place of, from a place of universal love for others and for everybody around. So I kind of feel like you might be feeling a little overwhelmed, a little bit overworked even, because I also see that you believe that your purpose is the Emperor. And for me, this instantly said that you feel like you have to do it all. And I also think that you are someone who believes that your job is your purpose, your work is your purpose. And for some of you, it absolutely is, because for some of you, doing the work that you truly believe in, that really aligns with who you are and what you do best and your skills and your talents, absolutely work can be your purpose. But for some of you, I feel like that direction is misaligned, that work actually isn't where your purpose lays. And for you, you feel like, well, work has to be what it is, and I'm the one who has to do it all. If you feel like you are being overworked at your job, or you feel like you are if you feel like you're being overworked at your job and you're not doing a good job, that's where that guilt is. And the guilt is there because you're not enjoying yourself. You are being overworked. You're not having a good time. You are not allowing yourself to have that creative energy. And when I say creative, I don't mean that you are painting or you're singing or, you are doing anything in the arts. Creativity can come from just a place of joy, that source of happiness at your work. You could literally be a telehealth, or you could be like somebody working at an office job and be fully aligned with your essential self and your natural skills and talents. And you could be creative at I was a bookkeeper, and I felt like that really gave me the modality to express my love of numbers, right? People can be that way. So creativity doesn't mean literally creating art or creating something. It's all just about where you feel your gut is happy. You can be happy doing any job. Not you specifically, but anyone can find joy in different jobs that some people wouldn't expect. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off the track. But that feminine urge to be creative. And for you, I feel like maybe you stifle that by thinking that you are supposed to be doing it all. And this Emperor, that you're supposed to be taking it all on. I do think that there is a part of you that is a major leader, that you do feel the need to lead. But for some, I feel like you do that as like a learned behavior, that you take all the weight. So let's pull the card for what your purpose is. This is a big one. I pulled only from the majors of the Pride Tarot deck. We'll see what comes up. Pile 3, purpose. It'll take a minute because it's a big question. If you read tarot for yourself and you do spreads, sometimes I like to separate out the majors from the minors for questions that are very clearly a major question. Here we have it. Wow. I'm going to pull this for how best to approach this as your purpose. What you need to embody. Wow, okay, you've got... I peeked at it and now I really feel it. Okay. Wow. This is absolutely so powerful. It's really incredible, you guys. So your purpose this lifetime is the Tower. The Tower can be an intimidating card to a lot of people. I know for myself, I have a very personal relationship with the Tower. Your purpose this lifetime is to break some up. You are here to break cycles. You are here to break patterns of behavior, of emotional behavior. I almost feel like there's someone here who has experienced heavy emotional abuse and is really working to disrupt that. And so for you, you embody this Emperor energy of, I can handle it, I can do anything, because you've been given a lot to deal with in the past and you know that you have the strength to do that. But for you, I also think that your true purpose is to let go of that need to be strong, that need to show up as unfazed or that you can't scare me kind of attitude. You can be soft, you can be vulnerable, you can be sad, you can have emotions, and then you can also break that cycle. I'm getting really emotional just thinking about this being your purpose. Like, that is so incredible. It's really incredible that the Tower is, let's break everything that we know to be true. Let's start all over. And I'm actually getting sort of a death vibe from this, that death is all about like release of the old and bringing in the new through deep, intense transformation. And the Tower tends to be very intense just like that. I do have, just suddenly, we've got this little M shape. It's actually a lightning bolt, but I saw it as an M. So if your name has starts with an M, or somebody in your life who's very important in this reading, their name starts with an M, it's kind of, that's very significant. And also with the crown being over the Tower, it's almost like the crown is falling off. The person that you have given all of your power to for so long, you can take that crown back, right? Let it change their world. Let it change your world. And so, right, let's move on to the cards that I got that were allowing, how to allow this purpose to really, not for you to embody it. You got success, you got movement, and the one that I peeked at, you have creativity. So I just felt like that had to come out. Success is one that I feel a little less, but I do think that there's almost fear of success. There's fear of breaking free of maybe shackles of other people, or, emotional patterns and cycles, because then what do I do? How do I just be happy? How do I sit in my joy? And again, we have it's orange, just like your guilt card. Where do you feel guilty about being happy? Right? And where did that come from? I really feel like there's a past of being taught how to not be happy. And we've got movement. I think movement in the body is really important for you. And I don't say that about everybody, but I do think that for you, it's about getting up and getting that energy really flowing in your body, even if it's just like a dance around the house for 1 minute every morning, that's your routine, to get movement in the body, to get you energized, to create a new cycle. And we have this creativity again, like, I just feel like you need to fire up this little sacral chakra of yours, this nice orange light. And in fact, I would love for you, and I'm going to put myself in a kind of vulnerable spot right now because I'm uncomfortable meditating in front of camera, but let's do just like a little 30-second, if you wouldn't mind doing this with me, closing your eyes, close your eyes. Let's do it. Okay. I want you to put your hands on your lower belly. This is your sacral chakra. This is your orange spinning light. This is where we feel our joy, our creativity. And I want you to wiggle it around. I want you to wiggle your belly. Okay. And laugh with me. I don't know. Be weird. Be silly. Okay. We're all just being fucking weird in this world. So let's take some deep breaths into that space after doing a little wiggle. Jiggle in the belly, whatever needs to be done. And we're going to breathe in. Breathe all the way into that deep belly space and exhale loudly. You're by yourself. Nobody cares. Yeah, let's do one more. I'm going to be extra loud so you don't feel silly. Inhale and let go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I hope that wasn't so weird. That was a very vulnerable spot for me to put myself in, but I think that you were the one to teach me to do that. So thank you so much for giving me that space, for disrupting my own comfort zone and letting me do that. And hopefully you did that with me. If you didn't, that's fine. I get it. Maybe you felt silly. But it is about making disruptions in this world, and it is about breaking those cycles. Pile 3, I am so immensely proud of you for picking this pile. Guilt. Who picks guilt out of these 3? You could have picked acceptance. So guilt, that is so powerful, and I'm really proud of you for making that step forward. I'll pull some cards from this tea leaf oracle, or not even oracle, tea leaf fortune cards, just to see if there's anything a little extra. Okay, one more maybe? Nope, nothing else. So we got the one, we got dolphin. Financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past, from breaking up cycles of the past. All right, pile 3. You know I'm already sending you so much love. Make sure you put in the comments exactly why you chose guilt. I really want to know. And if that's too intimate, too personal, feel free to, message me, email me, whatever you want. All right, sending you a lot of love. I've got a soft spot in my heart for you guys. All right, see you next time. Bye.